design trends come and go, and now we want to look at some that Kimberly says are back. So they are back with a vengeance, and we know everything's cyclical.
It is,
right?
Yeah. And I've been around long enough to see all the cycles now. So there you go. But I was in LA, and all the girls are wearing mom jeans. The very jeans that they shamed us for wearing.
They sure did.
They're strutting around, and they're high-waisted, and they even have the ones with the buttons all the way, you know, like the sailor buttons. Like,
yes, and sometimes they're belted. They're high-waisted and they're
coming.
belted.
I'm telling you, they're coming.
And tops are tucked into them, so you can see that it's high-waisted, and bums look this long.
Yeah, and they have even right, and they have these
young girls are wearing them.
It's crazy, and I'm all pointing and laughing, but you know we're all going to be wearing them a year from now. So sorry, it's coming. But there are some things that have come back that I think are super cool, and one of them is terrazzo.
Yes.
So you might have seen this in industrial settings, like a lot of people say, oh, that was in my public school.
Right.
It's beautiful, and it's coming back, and we're using it now, and I think it's a very forgiving, warm kind of ceramic porcelain approach if you want to do it, or hand poured, I guess, if you're going to do the original.
Yeah, there's the more sort of subtle kind that you showed, and then there's the one that's like really contrasting. Like we'll have like teal in it and all these different colors. Yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah, I don't like that one as much, but that's lovely.
Remember the bleached oak kitchens of the 80s?
Yes.
So bleached oak is back, and this is a beautiful table that Brian gave us to use for the segment. So that's back, right?
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. In terms of fabrics, I'll show you some fabrics. One big trend that's back, I'm seeing a ton of it in LA, is macrame.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I know, right? And so even fabrics are showing up, like some of the cool sheer fabrics we're showing. Really, really fun stuff happening.
People have the macrame wall hangings now. They're
the
like
pot holders.
The pot holders. They are straight from the 70s and they're back.
That's right. We did them at summer camp.
Yes.
Right? Remember that? We did a lot of things at summer camp. When we weren't doing those things, we were macrameing. Chinoise is back. Chinoise, you know, those Asian-inspired patterns on a dark ground. That's the big thing that's happening now. And they originally started using a dark ground because it was more forgiving. Right. So if you had pets or whatever, it was a little bit more forgiving. So we're seeing that happen as well. And indigo.
Oh, right.
Indigo, you'll see it in bedding, you see it in pillows. I bet you Mr. Gluckstein is working on some new indigo patterns to show us already if he doesn't already have them. And then yellow, just the number one color that's getting requested from designers is yellow. So that is the thing that's happening.
And it's that harvest yellow, you know, it's that harvest yellow that was hot, like paired with brown and olive green.
Yes, remember the avocado oven?
Yes.
No matter how hot that is, don't do it. I swear on my life, you will be so sorry you did that.
Do not buy the avocado bathtub.
Curved sofas are really big, right? And they make such a nice statement. You can still do a neutral fabric, but right away the room has energy, it's vibey and all that kind of stuff. And big prints like Pucci, like Ralph Pucci prints are popular artwork, but also we've got them here in pillows.
These are
lots
beautiful.
Of saturated colors, so people are getting more comfortable, like having kind of colors that even clash a little bit.
Yes.
That aren't so matchy-matchy. We're doing that with fashion. Why wouldn't we do that in the home? And then when we were in design school, if you had an awkward corner you didn't know what to do with, the teacher said, just put a plant in it. Yeah. So back then, the plant of choice was a ficus, and everybody had a ficus plant, and there was like one sad little ficus in the corner, like everybody's project, right? Yeah. So now the big thing is ficuses are back. I can't believe it, but we're clustering them. We're grouping them.
Okay.
So this is actually a ficus that's been groomed into like a bonsai shape, which is really pretty. And then I've got a rubber ficus at the back, and the waxed leaves are really big as well, like magnolia leaves.
Yes.
So even plants, I mean, I wouldn't even think that something like a plant would go in and out of fashion, but it's true, they do.
They totally do. And it's been actually really cool to be able to be on a lifestyle show where we follow the trends, because we've sort of been talking for a while now about how people are becoming a little bit bolder about embracing their personality and their decor. Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of this is about. These are not sort of subtle things. They're big, they're bold, and they show who you are. And you should be doing that in your home.
And I think that's what's great about the show. We're always talking about giving you the tools you need to make good choices and be liberated.
I rely very heavily on all of you guys. Very heavily. So as you mentioned, beautiful coffee table, Brian Gluckstein, that's all available at Hudson's Bay. And the beautiful set from LT and the plants, of course, from Sheridan Nursery. So thank you for that, Kimberly.